out, come out. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out. Oh yeah, Uncle Sam's calling. Come out. Uncle Sammy's calling, baby, come out.
Incredible, an improvised, spontaneous song.
Oh yeah,
Troy Night Out.
Very
the Troy Night Out theme
too.
song. That's
yeah,
what that
there you
sounds
go.
like.
Yeah, baby, come out.
Great. So, what's your name? Who are you?
Oh, Rick. Let's see. Oh, yeah, my name's Rick. Yeah, Rick. Yes, and you can check me out at guesswhathappenedtome.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love Troy. I really love Troy.
Troy's
I
an
love
amazing
it.
place.
Awesome place.
Yeah.
It's funky like San Francisco and not as hilly.
You're right.
It is.
It's like the new place that people will be talking about years from now.
It's the same old place that people are talking about in the future.
Yeah, right.
Still, they're still talking about it in the future. And that's why you should come here now, so later on you'll have the memory in the future to talk about it. That's my thought anyway. But
I'm sure you're right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
it makes sense to me.
So, baby, calm down. Baby, calm down. Uncle Sammy's calling, baby, you better calm down.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, here at the Weathered Wood. Right?
Ah, if you say so.
Weathered Wood.
Oh, this is the first thing Kate ever did give me.
Hi, Troy.
Yeah.
Nice
I
to
thought the hanger was
see you here on Troy Night Out at Weathered Wood. Come and check us out. We get driftwood right out of the Hudson River, and we make stuff with it.
Ah, so that explains all the driftwood around here. And all the driftwood craft art.
Whoa.
And there's no end to the kind of things that you can make with driftwood, eh? And its drifting gives it character.
Yes, it does.
Kind of like us.
The beautiful young Kate Hamill, the powerhouse creative force behind Weathered Wood.
And my awesome creative partner, Christina.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, she's fun. I like working with her.
And so, do you have a spiel about Weathered Wood? And
Don't do it.
don't know no spielisms.
Driftwood's a lot of work.
And
What's my
why?
spiel?
Okay, the question is that I'm supposed to ask is like, why driftwood? What is it about driftwood that captured your imagination that you thought, I need to devote myself to honoring this substance?
I guess it stems from a place that I've always been searching and hunting and gathering, like we do. And then I met this wonderful gentleman when I was
I think its natural beauty is
working.
like universally appealing. Like everybody can kind of identify with the smoothness of it and like the way that time and the motion of the earth itself, the river, the movements of the water.
That's right, the process of nature has acted on it, and so it's undeniably real stuff that's been through some character building.
Yeah.
You gotta admit.
And I think it's
Been through
probably
some
like
character building. I love
it's
that.
been through. It's also like a snowflake. Sometimes I think like you can never find one piece that's
That's
exactly
right, but they're all
alike.
different. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. And the story of how it got in the water, how long it drifted,
Where it came
it's
from.
like a pearl.
Mysterious.
You know, the sand grain, it got in the clam somehow.
Yeah.
It stayed there forever and ever, and you have this beautiful thing when it's all
gets
done.
it. He should do the spiel on Driftwood for us. He did a great
I
job.
think I just did.
I think you just did too.
I haven't developed a spiel yet, but maybe I'll steal that one.
Okay, well, please do.
Yeah. Of course I
We take each other's pictures to the smooth, soft sounds of Rick playing in the background.
Now smile. That's a sexy man.
Let me see.
It cracked the lens.
Oh, well then you owe me a lot of money.
Sorry.
No, it's just my staff let me know.
So, where are you off to now?
I will end up with Keith Prey at Spillin' the Beans.
Okay.
He's a sax player.
Oh, right.
He's got a jazz band
Nice.
that plays there. You know, this highlights another thing that people like you that run shops at Troy Night Out, you never get to really experience
Troy Night Out. I know. You know
'Cause you're
what? We
always
were
in
just saying we're going to head over to Prism Glass and go check out an artist.
There you go.
But, so I'll just leave my partner here to fend for himself for a little bit. He should
Sounds
be
fair.
okay. It's pretty slow.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on. Tonight is not like your classic Troy Night
Crazy,
Out.
I know.
Because it's freezing outside
I know.
and there's nobody there.
And everybody's kind of home, enjoying the cold weather inside.
Right.
Which is a great excuse to kind of relax and be inside.
Sure. That's what the
know?
whole winter vibe is all about.
I like it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it. Like, I can't wait till it just snows and I can stay inside for a little bit and just work on my creations.
Oh, so what do you do?
The driftwood stuff,
okay,
you know, the
okay.
lamps, the jewelry holders, the sculptures. I never know what I'm gonna do until I actually start getting warmed up, and then it starts turning into like lots of things.
Ah.
You know, I just love to. Even lately, I've been really into making planters out of stuff. I seem to be finding a lot of like lamp parts and like light covers and shades that aren't material. They're more like plastic or metal.
Okay.
And making like succulent planters and stuff, which is fun.
So you just follow your instinct wherever it leads you.
Collect stuff. I can't throw anything out. I'm like, no, I could use that for something. It's getting ridiculous in my life. Like going through piles, like I knew I could use this for something, and then I try to throw it out, and then I go and take it away back into my house.
Well,
Force myself to do something with it.
right.
I'm like, I make piles, like this is the pile that you have to make stuff with no matter what. Sit there and make anything. Or this is the stuff that never sold and has to get remade into something else now. Because it just wasn't right for it.
Okay.
You know what I
What
mean?
a wonderful way to live. Following your muse, your impulses.
Yeah, I do that. It is. It's fun. Sometimes it gets a little stressful, but I feel like lately I've been telling myself, don't stress out. But everything's stressing me out. So it's like that whole external thing happening when you want to be not stressed internally, but everything going on around you. It's like 9 things happening at once lately.
Right.
You know, like, oh, don't stress out, just relax. Oh, the dog's sick. How much is this? Where do you get your wood? Can you make me a custom Christmas tree? I'm like,
That's just like people would be in that table.
today's been one of those days. I'm just ready to call it a day and go somewhere else and be somewhere else and just absorb another atmosphere.
But then at the same time, you're so successful that people want you to do stuff.
It's awesome.
And you're in demand. Yeah.
I'm surprised by my success, actually. I started down at Botanic Studios
Okay.
with Dawn
Okay. Yeah.
down there,
Yeah.
and that was 2-3 years ago.
That's what we were talking about.
And now it's branched into like all of this, which is insane. And I never thought, you know, sometimes I have like fans that come in and I can't believe it. I'm like touched that they see my work and they're like, hey, did you used to sell stuff at Botanic? I have some of your work. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
How
know?
cool is that?
That people recognize you through what you do.
Yeah.
I guess that's the ultimate
Exactly.
of making stuff.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Keep transforming.
It's because people respond to your vision of the way things ought to be.
Which is awesome. Isn't that
yeah, it
nice
is.
when that happens?
Yeah.
And it connects.
Yeah.
And my mom doesn't understand it. She's like, why aren't you nursing school. You should really finish that up. I'm like, I know, Mom, but it's just so boring learning, you know? I'd rather be doing stuff.
Really?
So an hour or two away, where's that?
Learning how to do stuff or being useful, you know?
Washington County, up
Yeah.
on board.
I think moms in general want to play it safe. You know, your mom is not going to say, "Oh, do your crazy vision that you want to do, and don't worry about anything." No, the mom's role is to say, "You know what? When the sun comes up tomorrow morning, you're going to want to have a steady job that you go to, and blah blah blah."
And then I'll end up saying, "Don't do what I did.
You familiar with Rick's Orchard?
Follow your dreams and never make any money, and you'll never have benefits."
Right. But then, you know, my philosophy is when your life is over and you stand before the Father, what do you want to say? Do you want to say, "I had benefits. Well, I had a job. 9 o'clock Monday morning, I had a place to be."
You know what? This always excites me is that I hope my creations make it beyond my lifetime into another lifetime.
They will, yeah. Well, that's what you're doing.
In somebody else's hands, which is a great feeling.
Right.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, because you've survived beyond your own experience here on the earth.
Yeah.
You had
and
this
to have
idea.
that energy that you put on something go into something else,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Which is another thing about the driftwood is that energy that it carries. Just naturally in its own, where it's been and the adventures it's been on, where it grew up, where, you know, you can make up a whole story about every little piece.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully somebody will someday be wondering, God, who made this thing? It's hideous. You're like, God, was that popular back then? Like, yeah. They used to make stuff like that back in the day.
I think it's beautiful.
Thank
I think
you.
it's unutterably beautiful.
I know, they really are. Once you get them home and put them in your house, they light up in all the shadows, and it actually still makes me tear up sometimes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then I go to my friends' houses and I used to just give them away before I had the store.
Right,
And cared
yeah.
about money.
Yeah.
I still don't care about money. I was just saying this to my friend today. I was like, if I could do this every single day, never ever get the satisfaction of having someone give me money and just know that like my bills were paid for and my life was gonna be okay and I would get the essentials of what I have, which is not a lot. I don't need a lot, but I would be content with that. I think that's a better way to like live your life is just trade.
Sure, yeah.
Some people don't understand the trade, but whenever I go to shows and do this, everything I want, I never spend money on. I just trade people.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say no, and I'm like, really? Oh, I didn't want your thing anyway. I don't want your old crappy bag anyway. You don't want a driftwood lamp? What?
Really, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I misjudged you, obviously,
actually-
walking up to your table. I thought you were a cool, hip person.
I run into this girl too all the time that turned me down at the farm, or another show that we did, and she has a booth at the farmer's market, so I'm always just like, you ready to make the trade anytime soon? Like, she's always like, no. Okay. Whatever.
That's so silly.
Play studio day. That's why that means broke. A bunch of boys don't like it.
That is amazing what you're doing. It must take a such a fine touch. I guess you're used to it by now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of specialize in different things. If you watch her for a minute, you'll probably be pretty surprised too. We, I do what's called line work, and Tammy does more sculptural work. So she's really gonna make it come to life. But I like making patterns, that's for sure.
So you're feeling how soft it's getting at the same time you're watching it?
I'm more watching it than feeling it. I know that it's soft. It's basically chewing gum right now. If your hands aren't working together, then you're in a lot of trouble.
it responds in like a reliable way, right?
Yeah.
It's always the same.
Yeah, science, gravity's always working. It's science when it comes down to it. There's coefficients that you're dealing with, and when you apply heat in a certain way, you spin fast or you spin slow, or you apply pressure with your mouth, or you can suck it in, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, there's.
And how long has it taken you to get to this level of expertise where it looks like you're just
I've
making
been
it happen?
doing this for 15 years, 14 years.
Okay.
So I support a family of 4, so I do this a lot.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's learning every day. It's really how it is. I feel like every day is.
It looks like it's so much fun to make it happen.
It's fun when it works out. Sometimes it's not. There's a piece right there on the table that didn't just a minute ago.
You must get to some point, some time where it like cracks and breaks your heart.
Yeah, that's what you call it a day. Mow the lawn.
So do you have a specific idea of what you're trying to make when you start in on something?
Yeah, I usually work with the basic ideas. Tammy's, she works a lot more specific, so when I work with her, I gotta kind of adjust and kind of make sure that my stuff's
But
the
you're
right
kind of
size.
improvising as you go along to see what you feel like doing or how it's responding?
I have a pretty good idea of what I want it to look like. So, but I don't fight the glass. If the glass wants to do something,
Right.
then I let
Yeah.
it do it as long as. Typically the glass wants to be round. It wants to be, even. So if you're doing what it wants to do, it's not really that big of a battle. Usually
Okay.
So it's just another science project, really.
It's so trippy because it's melting as you're making it melt.
Well, it doesn't ever actually melt. That's the
It just gets soft.
of glass. It just changes the coefficient. So it just gets the viscosity changes. So it's more viscous when it's
But if
hot.
you weren't spinning it, it would melt into a big blob.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's hollow. So yeah, eventually it would fall. Yeah.
So what is that we're working on right now?
This is going to be toward the bottom of the piece, actually. It's about around the base. That right there will be what's sitting on the floor. And she's making a figure of Johnny Cash that's going to get stuck on the back of it. Might want to get it at the bottom.
You don't like my way now, do you?
We filmed, man.
Awesomely cool. This beautiful work out there in the studio. It's just glorious.
This is not my studio, so there's only some stuff out there that I've worked on. But yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff here.
like the Allman Brothers at the pearly gates, kind of. That's the feeling they get.
Nice.
The sound, you're right. The sound of the amp is just totally an extension of the guitar. You can't tell where one starts and one stops. It's beautiful.
Good. This is my wife.
Hi, I'm Joel.
Joel.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah. This is my
This is your
assistant. I'm
videographer.
not sure
Yeah.
your name.
Max.
Max. This is Max.
Ah,
My videographer.
you're documenting this. This is
Yes,
good. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, you can stick over there if you like.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my pretty sweetheart alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome. And a doggy would have a good one. Now be careful, don't blow this part. I don't want a bunny or a kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I don't want a parrot that talks. No. Ah! Okay. I don't want a bowl of little fishies. He can't take a goldfish for a walk. Back to the dog. The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? Ready? Grand finale. I do hope that dog is for sale.
Are you glad you came over?
You know,
When I do the nursing home, I said,
some crazy bastard on the internet will be hitting this 100. There's this song you gotta hear. It's about a dog.
I know it's a 3-dog night, but
It's got this lunatic playing piano and some degenerate behind him thinks he's a doggy.
in a nursing home, I don't want to have
all
an
the
audience
science
and say,
tonight.
can anybody here bark? And they all look at me. And then the people who run the joint are saying, what's going on here? The health department going to be involved? They got everybody barking. They don't bark loud. I said, come on, you can bark better than that. This is 3-Dog Night. You recognize this?
Go, keep going.
Well,
Do you know that?
one song was about dogs, and that song was a dog.
1917 for me and my gal.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You know it.
Done by Al Jolson. Al Jolson did it.
Not 3-Dog Night.
Draw me in, my gal.
That's very good.
Thank you, John. Well, John, we're near the end. Do you have a closing tune for us?
Yes.
A wrap-up tune? What's your grand finale every week you play?
Oh, hang on a second. Grand finale.
Ever think of buying any tape?
Love Letters in the Sand.
Oh, yes.
Now again, some people think they write these love letters in the sand and the water washes them away, and that's sad. But what I think is that the love letter's there and it washes them out to sea, where somebody's loved one is on a boat or in another land and they receive the message. Anyway, it's my interpretation.
Would that be like from Troy to Green Island?
Something like that.
4 different screenings. The first 3 are relatively short. The last one is around 40 minutes long. And the first 3 is just letting you know a little bit more about the group. Each person is talking about the group. And then there's also a piece that I did on art craft. It's called Art Craft Soul, and it's about the craft markets in Jamaica. Okay, so thank you so much again.
So we're doing a show that's called 2x2 Collective Double Consciousness. So double consciousness is a term invented by W.E. Du Bois, and it's about how African Americans, he was writing about, have this consciousness of themselves as African Americans and the culture that they live within.
How much you usually sell, like, something like this? Okay. What's the business like around here?
Business poor.
How much money on average do you take home from it?
Sometimes 4 miles, 4 days, 4 days, no money at all.
Really? So how do you survive?
My way, I borrow money from people and get back out.
I'm working down here about 20 years.
20 years. And how many hours a week do you usually work?
One time we used to work regular here. But this good time, we're not doing work again. This is craft business now. And I can make a better art. But the government now have got to stick to the craft. That is only 2 things can be done. You see, I don't say the tourism, but the tourism I don't feel one way. The craft and farm is the only thing can be done.
I don't know. It is always kind of iffy, up in the air. Who knows? Depends on which particular day it is.
I know what date it is, but I don't know if they. We'll find out.